Good morning, everyone. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath first. Sending lots of love and blessings out to everybody. I was just connecting with my inner child, so I have a message from my inner child, which was very profound. And right after I did my message, and I was about to tape, and then I had to go to the bathroom, so I got up. But right before that, a FedEx pulled up right in front of my house. They never got out. They sat there for about 2 minutes, and then they left again. So it was like telling me that was my message coming in. That was my FedEx, a very important delivery. So let me show you the pictures of the reeds first, and then we'll get into that. So we have the union reed here. It's the 4D, 5D, 6D. So this is the 4D, 5D, 6D. The vertical is the divine feminine on the left, the masculine is the right, and then the bridge between them in the middle. The bridge, a very important message today about the bridge. The incoming divine feminine, the outgoing divine masculine, the underlying energies up here, and then the closing energies up here with the mother. I just clarify that a little bit more. And then we have the reed in front of you here, the regular twin flame reed, the SIRIAN STARSEED deck, and you see that there's 5 cards pulled before the read and after, making it a 21 card read, which is the world, the completion. And then the full 7 deck read in front of you right here. Okay, we're going to roll the die as well. But first I want to tell you the message I just received. So I went into my little girl, and it's very interesting because the past couple times I've gone into my little girl, she's no longer reacting to me. She's no longer mad at me or happy with me. She's grown up. She's smiling at me no matter what. She's in her own power, and she's saying hello, but very much in her power. And today, first she was showing me that message right there, and then she was drawing a circle from left to right. It was like that energy of just a circle. So I was trying to get the message, why are you showing me the circle? So then she was like like doing charades and touching her nose like, you got this, that's correct, and that kind of thing. Being the teacher, she wanted me to get the blackboard up. So the blackboard was superimposed over the circle that she was drawing from left to right. And what it was showing me was the bridge, right? So if you put a blackboard over the circle, the blackboard is only showing the bridge, the arch. So then I was asking her, okay, so are you breaking that circle up into 4 parts or 3 parts? And then they were showing me a card that I made, because I have a tarot deck that I haven't completed yet. I probably have about 15 more cards to go. But one of the cards I'd created is an envelope. And the envelope part was the square. It was a block, right? When you're off track, you're off on the square, then you run into blocks. But when you go back into the triangle part of the envelope, right, the flap that seals, you go back onto the triangle, which is being back on track. So she was showing me that. And that she's showing me the bridge, the 4D bridge, that the circle is us just bridging back to ourselves. Okay, this was a very important message. So I'm sure parts of that will come up again, but it was definitely taking me back to the card. They were showing me to go back to the card about the square versus the circle, the blocks versus being back on path in the triangle, right? Because on the triangle, as I'm drawing the bridge on the blackboard, the other parts of the circles are coming back to my heart, like the triangle, right? Your heart is the point of the triangle, the upside down triangle, and she's showing me the bridge as the bottom of the triangle up top. So if anything comes up for you guys regarding that message, please comment below. I'd so appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys all being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. Again, Syria is coming up, for us to focus our energies on Syria, to help raise the vibrations there. And again, that under the Cryon video I'd watched yesterday, that after Syria, we're going to see the same kind of thing in Iran. And again, we'll need to send our loving energies to raise the vibrations to help pull the world into our new world, right? Also, the Centurions were coming up yesterday, the Beta and Alpha Centurions, a very unconditionally loving energy. And of course, the Sirians, Pleiadians, and Arcturians, as well as the Lyrans as well. And yesterday, for me, the Centaurs and Pegasus were coming up, that horse energy. Very much that unconditionally loving support. And the 5 and 10 came up yesterday. So there's definitely some stress coming in. Let me roll the die first. Take a deep breath, you guys. Let me clear that up for you. Okay. So we have, excuse me, Gemini comes up here, the number 10. All right, so Gemini, which I'll put over here. We have Follow Your Dreams over here. And the number 10, okay, on the die. And then this third one is, that is Pluto. You know, and Pluto's that profound transformation. It's the outer realms, right? The biggest picture that we look at, basically. So Pluto, Gemini, and the number 10. So 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, the turn for the better. It's also the 1010, that very high vibration, to keep our vibration high. The Gemini is the twins, but also mercurial, very communication-based. And then the Pluto of profound transformation of self. Remember the twins, it's you and yourself, right? So coming back to yourself, building a bridge back to self, which is part of the message this morning. So the union read of the 40-5D-60 was at 222. Again, room 222 is the guidance counselor show. Following your guides, and the 2 is the mediator. It's the feminine energy, the being able to see both sides of the situation. Having compassion. So we have the 7 of Wands, the 2 of Wands, and the abundance cards as the underlying energy, the central energy of the twin flames. In the SIRIAN Starseed deck is literally 2 flames. And then the closing energy of the abundance, or the mother. So the Phoenix rising to tango with the twin flame abundance. The mother lode of love, rod and staff, the golden blue rays. Atlantis and Lemuria merge in the twin flames around the world. And remember, when the gold and blue come together, that's green, which is the heart. The gold being the solar plexus, the blue being the throat chakra, and then coming together in the green in the heart. The gold and blue rays, the twin flames, the rod and staff, right? The families of love, of unconditional love and support. The Atlantis of the masculine, the Lemurian of the feminine, merging in the twin flames all around the world. And there's that world that my inner child was showing us, right? The bridge around the world. We are the world. We are the children. All right, so that's coming up. The incoming divine feminine is the 8 of Wands, the 3 of Cups, the 6 of Swords. And color my world with joy and laughter. What is the song? Something that we're after? Is that part of We Are the World? I can't remember all the lyrics. Coming together in a peaceful, friendly way, mixing it up at 0 point in energetic exchange with the 2 of Cups, or that can be with me as well, I'm Evelyn Esther. The energetic exchange of the 2 of Cups and the third energy, the dolphin, in Metatron's cube, a bellowing sound without the lightning clap. No audience, only the energetic exchange, the arrows of love, the peace and joy, rising above the crowd and the journey with flame in hand, and that makes 2 flames, hand in hand, becoming the 8, 2 0 points merged in peaceful waters and territories, a dolphin save. Also us sending love to Syria here. The 4D here is the lovers, the spirit's connecting with me, lovers, the 7 of swords, and the 4 of pentacles, which is the divine masculine's heart in the bat cave. And also the Uluru crystal caves below were coming up. I was watching Elena Denon. She channels Thorhan, the Palladian. She actually has an implant in her head. She was abducted when she was 9, so if you haven't watched her before, check it out. But I was watching her this morning, and one of the topics that came up in the Q&A was Uluru, which actually Jen McCarty does a meditation, which she does. She's done Uluru several times, where she would circle around and raise the consciousness and walk through the crystal caves and have the indigenous people, the elders come in. And that was the same thing that Elena was talking about in the Q&A, that literally under Uluru, which isn't a mountain but a, I forget the word she used for it, it's, like a place of worship to come to. There are natural crystal caves below, but there's also a device that was brought there long, long time ago that is now activated to elevate the energies, because we have raised the energies. It's now turned back on again. There was energy. So anyway, you can watch her Q&A, her last Q&A that was done. It wasn't from today or yesterday, but you'll see the last Q&A. It's advertised on her tag. So the 4D here is the lovers, the 7 of swords, and the 4 of pentacles. The divine feminine lovers and the beta centaurians, all about unconditional love, and Puff the magic dragon who lived by the sea, perhaps. And then Honolulu came, right? Because Hanali is Puff the magic dragon, but Hanali, when you write Lee, sometimes it looks like Lu, right? When the E's are kind of skinny there. So I was getting the Honolulu energy, and 2 Lus can be that Lucifer energy, but again, representing the shadow of ourselves, nothing to be afraid of. The Honolulu, 2 Lus. A Lulu is actually a very attractive and alluring person, or an error or bad mistake. A fixed allowance, the owl, the wolf, the werewolf, the barn owl, the pearl, the bubble, the foam, and also luti, which is to cradle, or luli, which is south. So 2 beautiful people in a bubble, foam, pearl, remember the pearl with the oyster and the clam, the cradle that rocks the baby, right? And then the south. The sun within, diffusing out rainbow love. So here's the circle my inner child was drawing this morning about the rainbow bridge. The 2 beautiful people in a bubble, the foam, the pearl, the cradle, south. The sun within, diffusing out the rainbow love in color my world all around, right? The completion of the bridge. Also, I used to see that too, when as a rainbow around the sun, when the bridge was completed around the world. A ring of fire, a puff of rainbow smoke, friendly Lemurian dolphin bringing 2 together. Let no man put asunder, and realize that asunder is ass under. Or in other words, don't dunk the ass if they don't know how to swim. The divine masculines, ooh, and someone's just honking outside. All right, so don't dunk the ass if they don't know how to swim, to get back up again, okay? Don't push them under if they don't know how to swim, right? Because then they're just going to drown. The divine masculines in his heart, in the bat cave, cozy and warm, in the crystal light, so it's referencing that cave under Uluru. The divine masculine's heart is in the bat cave, cozy and warm, in crystal light. On a stump, a log, or park bench, with the ground beneath, stones or wood chips coming up. Bridging, passing downloads from the 5D union home to ground zero, 4D lovers, and 2 men observing and discussing how it could go better. At 250, which is the High Priestess and the 10 of Cups, that emotional fulfillment, the happy ending, the happy family of emotional fulfillment, we had the 9 of, at the 5D, we had the 9 of Swords, the 5 of Wands, and the 4 of Wands. The Divine Feminine hiding to ground deeply while purging, not wanting to be seen after crying. The Divine Masculine home is his castle with the drawbridge down, perfectly manicured, and the word mani has come up at least 3 times from yesterday to today, and roses in bloom. And I actually had defined mani yesterday, the day before. You can look that up if you'd like. I usually use Wiktionary. The Divine Masculine home is his castle with drawbridge down, perfectly manicured, with roses in bloom, and 4 torches of 1111, with an outpost where he hangs. Or perhaps he's not allowed in the main house, or lives on someone else's land, or out back. That could be a separate house on a property as well. Bridging by the twin flames, taking a step back to see the bigger picture. And also that same kind of energy is referencing Uluru with the caves being separate below the ground. A cooler place, right? A hangout, a cooler place. A hangout for the Divine Masculine, right? The bat cave, or the boys, the boys' den. All right, so we have the 6D here of the 4 of Cups, the 4 of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. The Divine Feminine connecting to Sirius star, bright star, North Star, the Star of Bethlehem or Cheltenham, stumped with turbulent waters around, with no olive branch extended to get across the emotions in her heart. The Divine Masculine Knight of Swords, not rocked, but stoned on dry land, under a tree, sending a message in a bubble to the Empress, wishing for abundance, or a butt dance. A bun dance, a butt dance, or he's a butt man. Bridging on break, rest, meditation, or prayer, saltwater, beach, or the ocean deep in thought, taking in its profundity. She on rock under sky, he on rock under tree. He passing and she receiving, bridging by doing this simultaneously because it's instant in 6D. The outgoing Divine Masculine is the Page of Wands, guidance, and the alchemy, with Sekhmet, with rod and staff, infection, begging for a second chance. Women in prayer, also Buddha here, and Sekhmet the Sphinx, the idols here, American idols. The Divine Masculine projecting, the Divine Feminine receiving, and alchemizing together with the Divine Mother of Abundance. Alchemizing P through Kid, Knee, and Rena and Al. The kidneys and renals need to be functioning properly to take in lots of water from the mother source here. Electrostatic plasma coming up here with static electricity and plasma, a sudden event, and pleasing Ma. And also this is referencing to Chris Macklin. He's an amazing healer. If you haven't tried him out, try him out on YouTube. He does free healings 3 times a week. Of course, he collects donations if you're willing to give, but he doesn't pressure anyone about that. So please check out his healing. He's a Melchizedek healer and very amazing person. The Divine Feminine here is the Lover's purging as an island, I land. So again, we talk about the feminine being the water, the masculine being the land, and then meeting at the shore line, right, where the beach meets the ocean. The Lover's purging an island, I land to self, needing to ground more on land as opposed to water. The Divine Masculine is well grounded with the castle at a distance from the cave, between a rock and a safe space, and no way to get there. The bridge here is the wizard delivering wishes from the hot air balloon without much time between receiving and giving, or a time to deliver between, or not having much time to deliver between drops, as I just told you about the FedEx truck in front of the house, which is funny because I didn't remember this. Perhaps drops of Jupiter in her hair. Raindrops keep falling on my head, or drops of a tear rolling down their cheeks. Getting deliveries done. The twin flames together above Earth, and I was just getting Santa Claus deliveries because Chris Macklin is so much like Santa Claus, and the FedEx truck was just here. the twin flames together above Earth to get the alchemized thought forms instantly in 6D. So meeting in the 6th dimension to, instantly manifest, to bring them down to the 4th. The divine feminine is coming up with Gemini, which is also the twin energy, and their emotions, which is the water energy. The divine masculine is coming up with Taurus, Sagittarius, and Taurus again. And then the Knight of Swords and the Page of Wands, as well as his own time alone. Between the two, we're nothing between the masculine and the feminine here, which there usually is. So nothing blocking them right now. Whew, I'm getting really hot right now, which for me is usually when a lot of masculine energy comes in. It's 2041 to 2, which is the Judgment card, and then the 41 of love and the 42 of the Two of Cups. Connecting between two people. It's 11:47 on my clock, which is Justice and the Seven of Cups, the synchronicities and following your guidance. In Truth and Balance. So this union read came out to the number 58, which is exactly that, the Four of Swords, which for me is the connection between the divine masculine and divine feminine in the 5D. The horizontal pillars here is 15, 15, and 28 of the devil, and the twin flames. And then the vertical pillars coming up as 15, 3, 6, 13, 13, and 8, which is the devil, the 3 and the 6, which can be the Empress and the Lovers, or 36, which is the 10 of Wands, which is Atlas. Then we have death, and you notice there's double death on this axis. There's double devil on the other axis. And then the strength of the dance of the Four of Swords, which is their connection in the 5D, which on the masculine side can be seen as the devil, right? Because especially if they come from a religious background that teaches them that that's the devil. And then on the feminine side can represent the death card, because that's the transition portal, right? Because there is no death on that side. So the message coming up here is the devil times 2, the twin flames connecting in 5D, the twin devils as 1, but then now I'm getting the sun devils because of Arizona. The sun devils, which is, it's just the shadow side of the sun. And then the devil and Atlas in double death dance, the indemnity clause. And then I was getting Santa Claus again, the saint. The indemnity clause of the saint. The shadow and the Empress, or devil and Gaia lovers, through 2 gates, heaven and hell, right? Leaving hell, the 3D gate, and entering heaven, the 5D gate. In the 4D rainbow bridge, the dance of the divine masculine and the divine feminine, the do-si-do, the head-to-head, the tete-a-tete, the 5D romance. Sometimes fluffy and sometimes stinky. Maybe that's not the usual for you, but you may need a match game. 2021 was coming up here, and the 2021's coming up as one love of 2 2s, right? So we have the 1 of 2021, the 1, and then the love is the 2 2s of 2021 with space between the 0 of 2021. 2 hearts that beat as one. Our lives have just begun. My first love, you're every breath that I take, you're every step I make. And I want to share all my love with you. No one else will do. And your eyes, they show me how much you care. Oh, you will always be my endless love. Okay, so that was very much coming up for you guys. And now we get to the Twin Flame read, which the SIRIAN Starseed deck was cut at 350, which is the Empress and the 50 of the 10 of Cups. And there's a lot of tears coming up around the music. So after I cut the SIRIAN Starseed deck at 350, which is the Empress and the Ten of Cups, which is that emotional fulfillment, the happiness of the family, happy ending. And again, this is for today, which is May 4th, 2021. And so yesterday the energies were the 3 of the Empress and the 13 of the Death card. And my iPad was just sitting on the book, and it was blurred and focused in on the 13 versus the 31, which are the reflection of each other, death and the expansion of the 5 of Wands, right? Because the 5 of Wands can be seen in a very negative way or a very positive way, depending on your perspective. And so can death. It can be seen as a portal and transition or great transformation, or it can be seen as something negative like death. So both of those energies were coming up here. And then today becomes the 4 of the Emperor. So here we had yesterday and today from the Empress to the Emperor, and then the 13 of Death to the 14 of the Temperance card. The patience and balance, the angels, the angelic realm, and the higher love, the endless love. There's something too about yesterday my lawn guys showed up, and you know when the lawn mowers come onto your lawn all of a sudden, it's very aggressive. So, I usually have to close the door because I'm working or I'm doing a video, and I don't usually close the curtains, but I did yesterday because it's such an aggressive energy to feel that sound, and then also guys who are just kind of peeking in the windows, whether they're doing it purposely or not. It's like about, again, putting up boundaries. So just closing the curtains is a very simple way of doing that so that you're not disturbed and you can focus on what you're doing and not be affected by those outside the house, especially when it's that very aggressive male energy. So that was coming up, and that was at 412, which is the Emperor and the Hangman, needing to see a perspective, right? Remember that you have to put up your own boundaries, and in a loving way, and naturally most times, which I just did naturally with my curtains or with nature outside. And you're not responsible for the way that others respond to you, right, to your truth. So you need to be in your truth no matter what. And you can't take responsibility for the way people react to that. You have to allow them the reaction, though. If you react to that too, then you're doing the same. It's always about just standing back and being in your truth and not giving a rise back to however the other person reacts to your truth. So the SIRIAN Starseed deck, and then at 401, which is the Emperor and the Magician, the E of Orbs came up, and E is energy, right? Feeding the energy of thoughts and words, blind men and orphans, or BS, which is orbs, or BS, and then BS was accentuated. So one of the words from the code line was coming up as fee and fo, F-I-F-O, and the only word that comes up with the FIFO is FIFO-NI with N-I. For me, that's show of power. And FIFO literally means coward, so it's coward without show of power. And then also first in, first out, and fly in and fly out. So those energies were very much coming up here. Also, I-M-F-E-N coming up. I-M-F, and then E-N, which for me is code for Jesus. To hedge or fence in, but without Jesus here is the IMF. So not using that loving energy. And that's so funny. I was just talking about the lawn guys, and we're talking about to hedge or fence in, right? So the lawnmowers were fencing me in, but it's not with showing love there, right? Because I'm feeling not only the lawnmowers or hearing the lawnmowers, but I'm feeling whatever their energies are, which can be of an aggressive nature. So then we finished clarifying the read at 416 here with the Emperor and the 16 of the Towers. And we have the Chariot, the Indigo, transition. And after that is reflection and justice. Transition, Indigo's the Magician, transition is the Death card. And then after the read was reflection of the Hermit, and then justice, which is divine justice in this deck. So we had 2 pentacles, 1 wand, 1 cup, and 4 swords. So a lot of swords energy in this read. So again, that can be too much in your head, overthinking, or it can be intellectualizing. Maybe you're writing or writing a book, or you're doing something that requires a lot of thought. We have the Page of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups, which isn't a court card, but can be a person for sure. That's also the Get Your Wish card, which was upright in the read today. The Queen of Wands came up, and then before the read, the 9 of Wands, or the Wounded Warrior, and the King of Wands. After the read, the Knight of Cups came up. All right, so we had a king, a queen, a knight, and a page. And they were all different suits. The King of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. Very interesting. All different, all being their total self, their authentic self. The numbers came up. We had double ones, double threes, double sevens, and double nines here in this read. Very significant. For ones of 11, justice, 33, the Christ vibration, the 7 of wands, standing up for yourself, 77 of the sovereign, and 99 of the compassion energy of endings and selflessness, and the collective consciousness as well, but mostly reminding you to be in compassion for not only others but yourself. And then 789, which is that 5D energy. We also had 13 of the transition card, 37 of the King of Cups, unconditional love, 79 of the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow were the most significant energies here. So the transition to unconditional love and the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, or in other words, on the other side of the 4D bridge, going into the 5D, which was all about my message this morning. The code line here was all about love partnership. Some of the other numbers first that came up also in a lesser sense was 34, which is the 8 of Wands. There's definitely some nervous anxiety coming up here. 34 of the 8 of Wands, 67 of the Knight of Pentacles, 78 of the 10 of Pentacles, and 89 of the Phi energy, expanding and contracting. We also had 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 40, 5D, 60 is my union read. And then you notice that 44, 5, 6 is flanked by 3 and 7, which is unconditional love. Okay. So regarding this love partnership on the code line, and the code line numbers were only the number 7. And 7, for me, it's the chariot, but it's also the feminine within the masculine. And again, the chariot is the vehicle of the twins' ascension here and the love partnership. So the messages here were coming up as I am, fast forward to the half moon, the chariot, the feminine and the masculine. This also can reference 7 offices for someone, of the collective consciousness, the Christ consciousness being the vital essence of the chariot, the vehicle of the divine masculine, divine feminine. The thrill of taking the high road, and northeast extension was coming up, which is near me. So the high road comes up as 309. Literally, as a definition, it's 309, which is literally spelled as 309, which is a highway that's near me, which is actually the bridge between me and my twin. And then there's a northeast extension that goes off of that. So they're making a funny for me as well. So the thrill of taking the high road northeast to the holy place of love partnership. I am the fee fi fo, fast forwarding 7 years and 7 offices later, perhaps for some. And again, there's definitely that 7-year cycle of, in the Bible, right, the 3.5 years and 3.5 years of the divine masculine, divine feminine, the 7 years and the 7 offices, the sap or the life essence, which causes you to grow, the chariot season, the ascension season, the driving and traveling season, to worship the foot, to take the high road, or 309 or 309, northeast, the holy place of longing, contraction, birth pangs, to flirt, and the now moment. And again, the love partnership was coming up in parts as low, and then VE of love, and then part N, and then ER ship. So the low part in the widowed mercy ship. And again, the foot season's coming up as, taking off your shoes and putting your feet in the grass. and walking as opposed to driving. You know, when it gets nice out, we get to travel, but also then get out on foot and take a walk around. Also, the trill of the TR, that high vibration, but also the season to respect, to worship the foot. Another message here was coming up regarding the name Emma, and I always call Imana, the way the Pleiadians call God, as they refer to God as she, or the mother type of energy. Imana is coming up as E and A with man between, and the E and A is emotional attachments, but the reverse of E and A is the ash with man between. So the Emma coming up, and that's M and Ma, right? So Imana is M, like M in James Bond, and the Ma, the expansion and contraction of the foe, which also means number 4, the emperor, and the 7 offices, the sap, the life essence, and the chariot, or the mode of travel, to respect the 309, the painful love partnership. I am a giant, the feminine within the masculine of the collective or the divine consciousness. I smell the blood of an Englishman also comes up here with the I am a giant, the fee fi fo fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. I am a giant. I'm a giant. The feminine within the masculine of the divine consciousness. The divine feminine being the vehicle, the thrill of the high road. And then the more casual divine feminine is the love partnership, the holy divine feminine in the now moment. Like showing 2 different aspects, the formal part of the feminine and the more casual part of the feminine, right? The formal one being the vehicle of ascension, helping the world ascend, and then the thrill of the high road in her casual self with her partner, her love partnership, and the holiness of that now moment. Some very beautiful energies coming up today. So if I'm still getting nervousness in my stomach, you guys, take a deep breath. Whew. I want to, I'm going to clank my bells here. That definitely feels better. Does that feel better to you? We start this twin flame read at 4:50. The Emperor and the 10 of Cups again, that emotional fulfillment, the happy ending. The 7 of Pentacles reversed is the Divine Feminine's heart in the E-Tower. Beneath that were 5 cards down from the bottom up, the 6 of Swords upright, the 9 of Wands reversed, the King of Wands upright, the 5 of Pentacles reversed, the 4 of Cups reversed. Moving to peace in surrender, the King of Wands recovering from exile, starting over with the Divine Feminine's heart opening up to come together under the radar, recovering from exile, breaking patterns or dropping the act with the King of Cups reversed, which also can be conditions of love, getting their wish, but unfair to the sealed Divine Feminine and the world. Pisces drained by the Page of Cups reverse, which can be rejection or a child who's acting up or a baby who's crying, lying, split, or under arrest, or with a record, or losing the game, or dealing with conflict, ending conflict, or in a losing battle here. Bullies no longer threatening the Page of Cups reversed, or no longer making fun of them for wearing shoes or pants on the beach, right? Someone who perhaps needs to cover up. That could be, anything from someone who has fears to someone who has skin issues and they can't be uncovered on the beach because of the sun. Also, fear of decapitation coming up here, being threatened or watching a war movie, perhaps the Battle of Normandy with the never-ending feeling of war, or a child watching the battle over a split and custody or property of their parents, or watching people playing sports and cheating during the game. Playing dirty or unfair is the wound coming up here, or arrogant Libra reversed, coming up as being pleased with themselves, or happy despite the injustice with the world, or Pisces, or the divine feminine without their sunshine, or with a sick child, or one who is draining or needing vacation, needing the truth to end the conflict, if coming together with the divine feminine to end the conflict and be free. Playing hardball without the vehicle, or broke, or maybe the brakes didn't work, withholding or saving for a new life in state of emergency with soul ties and children, getting them to a safe, loving place with each other before they can leave and be free to roam. Oh, solo mio. No car to bring flowers, but would walk miles to deliver one, with loyal friend or pup, or free from pets and no longer traveling all the time, trading in car for hiking boots or a country house and flowers, and being able to wear whatever they want. Children coming up here and getting to know each other. No more sleazy karmic sex or reaping sleazy rewards, with new passion burning the past. A new passion for burning the past. Or maybe someone has a passion for basting here. No longer on the fence with sweet tweets, letting the feminine lead the way. No longer the hermit missing the flame. Now the King of Wands has become the man of passion and affection with warm hugs, improved circulation in legs, and less dessert. No more envying others or needing to feng shui every little thing. Again, anything you overdo is from a place of fear. Now using love protection. The E and the double M, the M and buttercup yellow coming up here. So the E, it's actually I wrote and Mary Magdalene buttercup yellow, but it's literally coming up as Emma again, as M. Using the love protection of M, Imana, and the buttercup yellow, which is also coming up around the solar plexus, which is very nervous right now and stressed. There's fear here. The Libra, Leo reversed, and Pisces and upright, Aries upright, Cancer and Virgo reversed here. Follow your dreams with number 85, which is the reflection of the 58, the connection in rest, the connection in the 5D between the masculine and the feminine, the reflection of that being to follow your dreams. Beneath that was karmic completion of number 10, which is that the great wheel and a turn for the better. Implementing a plan to dump emotional attachments. To the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, and there definitely can be dysfunction there, whether it has to do with family loss or family money and the misuse of money here. We have the workplace in the King of Cups reversed, emotionally unavailable, dumping emotional attachments with the truth out, and the wounded warrior in surrender to instability or a move, visit, or the end of a marriage, or the party's over, with secret passion or the need to use their intuition, with Pisces reversed, or a man on a mission at 520, which is the Hierophant, and 20 of the judgment, making a decision or judgment or a wake-up call, and the commitment to that. At 521, when then is the world and completion, again, the world that I showed you with my little girl this morning in the bridge, the surrendering of bunnies, ladybug, and mushrooms, and chivalry reenactments, not coming from a genuine place. The underlying energy here is the Sun and the Death card, both upright. That's full energy or no energy. It's one or the other. There's no gray area as Mary and Buddha huddle, and there's Leo and Scorpio here. Okay? Remember, the bridge is the bridge between the polarities, right? The black and white and all of the rainbow colors, the best part in between, right? And here's coming up someone who's very polarized, which is funny because someone was just telling me how polarized somebody is, that they're either black or they're white. So here's the Sun of fully energized, or Death of no energy at all. Either energized or no energy. It's one or the other. There's no gray area as Mary and Buddha huddle. So they come together to bridge that gap. Leo and Scorpio here. You know, that's the ego. And then the Scorpio of grand transformation, but also there's a stinger involved there. Ego and the stinger here of lashing out. So they're coming up as opposites as well, because the Leo is, they love the attention and being their inner child, and the Scorpio is very deep and dark and secretive. So then after this read is coming up the Tower upright of the Queen of Wands reversed. And so after this read, this some kind of sudden event coming in, whether it's an epiphany, an explosion, an eruption, whatever the sudden event is, and this can regard sex as well. An epiphany, eruption, the Queen of Wands reversed, right? Someone exploding because she could be pissed off, coming together with issues at work or third party, twin, or choice of path, frustrating, or dealing with or fighting with a child, the Page of Wands reversed, and that can be someone acting like a child as well. But we have the Queen and the Page of Wands both reversed here, and the Knight of Cups offering love to Star with dysfunctional family, business, or community, or loss. All right, so there's an offering of love to the Star. That can be an Aquarius as well. But also we have all this fire energy of the Queen of Wands and the Page of Wands reversed, kind of at war with each other. Or perhaps they're both sick or both drained here as well. But it's really they're really coming up as issues at work. So it doesn't feel like illness, but it could be people calling out of work for illness as well, or just feeling exhausted. But there's a Knight of Cups offering their help, love, to the Star, Aquarius, or the healing or healer, the dream or dreamer, with the dysfunctional family, business, or community, or loss. So ending a war with the Queen of Swords upright, who speaks her truth, withholding from the Emperor upright, who's starting over, perhaps with a breakup or no affection, with clarity now about bliss at night and losing patience, whether that's losing your temper, or losing patience, or a fallen angel here. The Dark Knight's temptation and powerlessness to the devil. And the devil's all in perspective, right? Because it's all about your shadow side. And that's your subconscious, the part of you that you're not aware of. Whatever you're conscious of, the opposite is your subconscious. You're just not aware of it. And so people come into your energy to show you what's in there by triggering you. So the Dark Knight's temptation, powerless to the devil, dropping the act. And remember, the devil is fear, and fear is just the unknown, right? It's just the unknown because it's in the dark. As soon as you shed light on it, there's no fear anymore because now you understand. So it's a fear of not understanding something, is the shadow and the devil. That's all it is. It doesn't mean that you are not shedding light on things that are really bad or wrongdoing, but it's also the understanding of where that wrongdoing comes from. Why does the kid act up? Because their parents have been abusing them, or whatever the situation is. It comes from a place that needs compassion for that inner child. So dropping the act and journeying to the wounded warrior, surrendering. The Knight of Pentacles reversed, refusing to budge with kids or twins, or the Magician embodiment. Holding back an announcement, needing to swallow the pride about the 5D connection, and refusing to take a risk, now no longer confused about synchronicities and their options. The Page of Pentacles reversed, the student who never learns, drained and resting or connecting in 5D to find peace now. A strong rejection or vulnerability here, defensive as to why they're working so much or things are not working out, sharing, getting out or settling out, coming clean or cleaning up the act or space, or training a pet or training a child to train a pet may not be working out because the kid's not doing what they're supposed to. The kid's always promising that they'll walk the dog and clean up and do all the poopy stuff, and it's like they're not doing that. And this child can be a grown-up as well. So the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Cups reversed. It's supposed to be sharing responsibilities. The foundation is the indigo proposal, feeling very confident, dumping a load, a burden, and or responsibilities, a confession, coming clean or getting clean, or rushing to clean up the house before they get in trouble or get called out for not doing what they were supposed to have done already. Breaking up or lack of affection, and scared to call or holding an announcement or decision back. And again, this is all regarding fear, right? You're afraid to say something, you're afraid to make an announcement, you're afraid to change because of the unknown. You don't know what might happen. And it's just, it needs light on it. It needs light shed so that people then understand or figure it out for themselves and then get triggered to go on their own search of information so that they understand and no longer are in fear about it. So Gemini and Virgo upright, Gemini also reversed and Aquarius reversed here, and I'm still in fear. My solar plexus is so tight right now. The central energy of the Seven of Wands upright, the rising above the drama, the being pounced on, but yet taking the high road, rising from the ashes. And again, ash came up here with the Amana, the ash and the emotional attachments, and the man between. Right? So we have the polarities, but man is the everything in between. We're the rainbow. We get to be all different colors and allow everyone else to be all their different colors as well. The Queen of Cups upright, the Ten of Cups upright, the loving, kind, nurturing, intuitive woman, and the happy family, the emotional fulfillment, being moderate and holding on, grounding, challenged by the Chariot reversed, being stuck, broken, broke down, broke up, broke in, or broke through. That can be broken in as well. Car issues, ambulance, on call, state of emergency, chaos, canceled move, or canceled trips. The King of Cups reversed, it's like being in the fear of what if, what if that happens, what if that happens, and not being in fear because you're trusting yourself and knowing that you know how to handle every situation, that all is well in every moment, and it is what it is, and enjoy that moment no matter what it is. The King of Cups reversed, finding peace, and it's subsiding now, the stress in my stomach. The King of Cups reversed, the conditions of love, finding peace, driving the Hermit perhaps, and the Knight of Cups offering the Hermit reversed to come out, that it's safe to come out, there's nothing to fear. The dream trip delay, or arguing with the star, the healer, or Aquarius here, in a heated exchange of injustice, which is a lack of truth and a lack of balance. And then fine with self at night, or perhaps with a Cancer, or the mother energy, the mothering energy, or somebody dealing with Cancer. It's like someone with Cancer, which Cancer isn't the issue at all. It's everything else in their life, the lies and the lack of balance in their life that probably caused the Cancer in the first place. So it's like someone with Cancer right now coming up and saying to people, it's not the Cancer I'm dealing with at night that's actually the issue right now. It's the everything else in my life that probably caused it in the first place. Or the Libra reverse, stuck between Cancer energy, who's fine by themselves, so that could be a person who's very satisfied with themselves, the way things are, and then Aquarius energy, who's constantly arguing or late at 7:39, which is the Chariot and the Knight of Cups. So there's a two bull split here, and again a lot of stubbornness with the bull, and the King of Pentacles reversed, being no savior, destined to dysfunctional family who loves to fight to get big love from a negative place of disappointment and hurt feelings. The Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, receiving a passionate offer at the present or a gift to clear the weeds and make the garden beautiful. So somebody might be getting a present of having their garden all done for them, but then feeling that the person who's receiving this gift is never satisfied with the gifts this person is giving. And it was coming up as the masculine giving a gift to a Taurus energy, but they're never satisfied, whether that's their partner, their child, their mother, whatever it is. It's coming up as a feminine energy. Or always in chaos or on call, the King of Pentacles reversed, destined with women always around, but not the dream girl, or just always dealing with a dysfunctional family here. The dream girl in heated exchange, receiving big love, but hurting or separated with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, Taurus, with air or fire in their chart, presently standing up to be counted and implementing a plan or strategizing. In the now moment here, crowning is the Nine of Cups upright, getting their wish after being sad or feeling guilty, never learning their lesson, then that's that Page of Pentacles reversed energy, not sharing or in debt to the King of Pentacles. That could be a father. We have a King of Pentacles and a Page of Pentacles reversed. perhaps in debt to their father, always juggling, or the father may be robbing Peter to pay Paul to try to keep things balanced. And here's a child maybe who owes them from the last time they gave them money, or is always asking, or is just constantly asking them for money or needing money for whatever their activities are, their life, and the father going out of their way to even go into debt to give the child everything they could possibly want or need. And now the child, I think, is realizing what they've been doing, and now that there's been a difficult financial year, the father may not be able to do that for them anymore. Needing to use their intuition, or with a secret passion destined to self-satisfaction, perhaps some arrogance here, or misjudgment of a sweet female energy with Libra in their chart. After the war, the POW no longer patient or seen as the fallen angel, or the magician here losing their temper, blowing their top, their crown, their mind, or their cover, right? Because the one who's always in control never blows their top. And this is like that control person now blowing their crown, blowing their top, blowing their cover, blowing their mind, holding on, saving, but without the keys. An uncomfortable energy here of arguing and not walking away, instead blowing their top, whereas normally they would have walked away. The dark priestess reversed, recovering without an olive branch, or without so much as an olive branch offered. The page of wands reversed is romantically frustrated, with clarity about twin or choice of path, with the knight of swords always right behind with the truth, and present to being second prize and put on a shelf. That's coming up as the messenger of truth, or the divine feminine here as well. Present to cycle complete, the world complete, with the sealed divine feminine, or Pisces, and the empress reversed, or ill mother, or without mother or kids, without a grandmother or kids here, are Pisces upright and Taurus reversed. And soon transitioning through the portal, the Knight of Cups, and that could be a Scorpio energy here, trying to get the Hermit reversed, come out wherever you are, just come out and play, to face the lie, to face the split, the divide with issues at work, the suffering in silence, or the sister at play, or stressed out about rumors, about negative self-talk, about lying and spying, or the Page of Swords child who's like this. And the King of Pentacles reversed, who's hanging out or who's been hung out to dry, and the Page of Swords reversed, in prison, held hostage, or with anxiety issues, with the King of Swords upright, or the POW, the hostage. Between the King of Swords and the Page of Swords reversed is that King of Pentacles reversed, stuck in the middle. The twin flames as the Ace of Swords reversed, divided, lying, needing the truth. The Dark Knight, death, and the worst being over, with the Magician embodiment, right? Finding all their tools coming on board. The High Priestess reversed, and the secret passion in the losing battle, with the Queen of Wands reversed, settling out at home, or the Divine Masculine only sharing with the Queen of Wands reversed and their house. Scorpio, Gemini, and Virgo all upright here, as well as Aries perhaps too, at 801, which is the Strength card in the dance, and the one of the Magician. This could be the one, you deserve love, trust, and soulmate all coming up here. It's 12:25 on the clock, which is the 8th turn, by the way, right? Whereas the quarter turn is 0.25, the 8th turn is the 0.1225. Or is it 125? But it's still that energy here. And it's 58:50 on the clock, which is the Four of Swords. Again, the 5D connection of the masculine and the feminine, and the 50 of emotional fulfillment. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is the Eight of Swords, and I'm getting that anxiety again because that's the Eight of Swords. It's the fear, the anxiety, the imprisonment, whether it's mental or actual imprisonment. The prison, the fear, anxiety, the devil, temptation, waving. The Knight of Wands reverse, player falls short, starting over with lover, or no longer bored after getting in trouble, right? Causing drama just so they're no longer bored. The King of Wands upright, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Stubborn, wounded warrior giving up. Over trying again. Like they've already tried again. It's like someone, I'm done with this. We're not trying again. The Capricorn upright and Sag reversed here. And the block being the Three of Swords, the separation, disappointment, the beacon and the light ship in the storm. The Page of Wands reversed, frustrated, with the King of Swords upright, or the King of Swords, that he's very much in his truth here, frustrated with the King of Pentacles reversed, who was coming up earlier as no longer the savior, hanging out, doing nothing, with the Page of Swords reversed, or guarded situation with visitors and kids. All right, so keeping them out. Love partnership comes up here, but even more so, patience, healing, and pride. And the Ace of Swords reversed, and the Six of Wands reversed, the split, the lies, and not putting it out there. All, or attention-seeking behavior, or the wrong kind of attention. The Queen of Swords upright, talking about a new passionate offer, the third energy, perhaps to herself from the King of Swords, or him imprisoned by negative self-talk. The Queen of Swords is upright with the Hermit reversed, could be a Taurus offering love from a disappointed place or separated place in a marriage, religion, establishment, or powerlessness, or a dependent, someone who's spendy here, or making a big purchase, or with a dependent who just costs a lot. Hermit reversed with Empress reversed, or the Injustice or Libra reversed with work issues, and the Knight of Cups offering love and new passion to connect with the Emperor, or at least get on the same page, or meet face to face at 8-11, which is the Dance and Justice, truth and balance. Or kids here offering love to the Empress reversed, who may be having a hard time, while separated from the Emperor upright. The Queen of Swords with Virgo reversed and Libra reversed, so they could have Virgo and Libra in their chart. And then there's Taurus upright and reversed. So there could be two different Tauruses here, or just constantly vacillating in their temperament, right? 1 minute they're high vibe and the next minute they're in a very low vibe. But with issues at work, with the Knight of Cups offering love or being love with passion, or offering a new project for the Emperor here. Finding peace and surrender. The King of Wands shaman recovering the Hermit from exile of the group, coming off the island unto themselves and implementing a plan, or the Divine Feminine's heart opening up with Indigo proposing a divide and perhaps conquering, which with fear coming up here, or their hands tied or worried about imprisonment here, if the truth comes out, with the Page of Pentacles reversed rising above, and the challenge being brokenness or having no car, and transitioning through the portal of separation to get their wish, with the Queen of Swords coming out with injustice at work, with the Knight of Cups, new passion, connecting with the Emperor. Implementing a plan with the Page of Pentacles reversed, needing to learn, the Indigo rising to tango and get their wish, challenged by being broke or needing a car or a trip. Split, lies, and needing the truth in death and transition through the portal, ending and transformation, arrested or scared to separate or be disappointed, with the Queen of Swords going crazy due to the injustice at work, but she's upright here in her truth, and then maybe going crazy at work with the Knight of Cups at 820, which is 82 with 0 behind it, which is the reflection of the twin flames, the 28. 8 is the dance, 20 is the judgment. And the Knight of Cups offering new passion or a project to make the Emperor happy. So are they doing it for themselves, or are they doing it for the Emperor? Are they being authentic to themselves? Okay, so that was the read here. And the movie I was watching last night was called Innocent. And then the 46 was coming up a lot yesterday, which is the Six of Cups, the children hugging each other. And the Fool here, taking a leap with an open heart. So let's go ahead and pull a few oracle cards here. That went a lot longer than I thought. It's already over an hour. It's 1:04:08 to 9. So again, the Emperor coming up with the Magician, and the 8 to 9, which is the dance to compassion and endings and selflessness. And it's 12:30 on the clock, which is the Hangman and the Union. Right, the union of Christ and Mary Magdalene, or Jesus and Mary Magdalene. Take another deep breath. All right, we're going to the animal spirit cards first, and then we'll do the journey of love. I might actually pull one card from the Tarot of Dreams too. All right, let's see what the animal cards here. For the Twin Flames, our takeaway from the Animal Spirit deck. A lot of fear coming up here. With the Unicorn, which is such a dreamy energy. And we'll read the Unicorn for sure. And the Otter's coming up too, which is also that very high vibrational, happy no matter what energy. They're so sweet and loving. The Otter's definitely like that Page of Cups energy. And the Unicorn could be like the High Priestess energy. So, but they're looking in opposite directions. I feel like they're being lookouts, like on the lookout for others. And then we have these two coming up together, of the Dolphin and the Swan, both looking in the same direction. And the Swans are too, they're reflecting each other. And the Dolphins are help guiding them, the twins here. And there's two more cards that want to be seen. Actually, two more sets of two. They've been doing that a lot, haven't they? All right, so the bottom of the deck is the Wolf. And he's very calm. He's very sure and confident of himself. He's not being aggressive. He's just being kind of neutral right there. And there's the Hawk behind him. They're both being very neutral energies here. In a very calm place. So the next two cards that came up together are the Owl and the Sea Serpent. But there's so much focus on the eye here, right? The eyes. And here's the center. Remember, when you go out to the circle, that's when you're not at 0 point, right? That's when you get imbalanced. You're dealing with the fray of the vortex, of the cyclone. When you come back to the center, that's the 0 point in the vortex, being in that very calm, neutral place of the wise owl. So just a reminder about that. Being very neutral. And here, we're getting the third eye energy here too, right? The two eyes of this wise owl of intelligence, and then the third eye, incorporating both together. Bringing the circle and the triangle together, which is my little girl did today. She drew the circle, showing me the bridge when you draw the blackboard. It's just showing the bridge up here, and then the two other bridges in the triangle pointing toward the third eye. And then here is the energy of the air. And air is representative also of the space between, always giving yourself a cushion of space to breathe. And then these two also are coming up, the gazelle and the spider. And the gazelle is so elegant and beauteous, right? And here's the spider, which a lot of people see as the opposite of that. They see the spider as kind of creepy and ugly. But they build this grand grid here and stay at the center of their world. They they have created a whole world for themselves. That's all they need. They're very independent. They each have their own worlds. This one's coming up as very calm as well. Again, it's about, like they're staying on the outside. They're looking in, but they're not being of it. They're staying in their own place, giving themselves space between. And there's so much reference to space between here, right, with the grid. And the gazelle does the same thing, just in an opposite way, right, of the earth, and very grounded. And they're laying on the grass here, it's the ground, in the sunshine, and making the most of it, staying very neutral and present. So showing you different ways of the same thing. These two are looking out for their others, right? They're taking care of others, being in very high vibration. They're both in the world energies here, using nature to protect them. And, we are the world. They're helping out the world. They're helping out their brothers and sisters in their very, very high vibrations. And then we have the dolphins here guiding the swans or the twins, you know. So here's the guides who are really in those upper dimensions, right? Keeping it high for everybody. And then comes in the dolphins and the twins, okay? And then coming in the owls and the serpents with the third eye, right? Perhaps seers and people who are very intelligent, but using their heart as well. And then coming in those who are just, you know, staying neutral and keeping grounded. You know, it's like grounding the world, you know, building that grid to ground everybody. Everyone plays their part. And then we're going to do the journey of love here, but I want to pick a card from the Tarot of Dreams guidebook as well. It's like showing you different ways of different energies and different missions and different personalities and how to stay in balance, regardless of what your mission is, because everyone's going to be in a slightly different position there. Because if everybody did the same thing, you know, we wouldn't get everything done. So everyone's got separate missions, but they're all connected as one. All right, let's see what this one has to say. All right, that came right out. The Knight of Wands on a mission. Okay, so this is confirming the mission, and it's all fiery right here. We also have the Emperor here. Okay, the protectors. And they're saying, like, don't forget the protectors, right? Because there's very peaceful energies over here. These are warriors who are out there protecting us. And this is also reminding me of the chariot energy, the vehicles of ascension, right? The horses and the chariots. The centaurs and the Pegasus energy. This one's very much Aries, and yeah, just Aries of the Emperor. Very fiery here. It's like the Emperor and the Knight, right? The leader and the troops. And that there's a place for everybody here. And I love this. The next two that came up is the Two of Coins, which is that Capricorn energy and Jupiter. Right? Merging responsibility with good luck. Tossing them up in the air. And just allowing them to balance themselves. And then the Mother energy of Venus and the Empress. So now we have the Emperor and the Empress coming. The Emperor and the Empress that came up. So in this deck, here's the masculine protection, and here's the feminine balance and nature and nurturing, right? The birthing process. Right? The mother and the father, the protector and the nurturer. Right? In the alchemy, the change is the masculine and the shaping is the feminine. And the bottom of the deck here is the Palace of Coins. There's no place like home. Like, this is the ultimate place of all the palaces, right? Because this is home. There's no place like home. We have the deer and the mushrooms. Mushrooms just came up. And there's little mice gnawing on things and pine cones. Lots of trees. There's an owl here in the tree too. Wisdom here. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. So the Wizard of Oz is definitely here. With the Emperor and the Empress here. The father and the mother, the protection and the birthing of a new life. Can't have the birthing without the natural protection, right? So nature is that protection, but also in a relationship, the masculine is that protection. All right, so from the journey of love. And again, it's especially these the animal spirit deck cards are saying that you don't have to be religious to be a high vibrational being, right? We have the owl who's just very intelligent, who connects to their heart space and is able to see clearly. Doesn't mean they have to prescribe or subscribe to a specific religion or a specific community. They meet an amazing person and serve the collective, but they don't do it from a place of calling something God or religion. Like my father was a physician, and he just believed that the human body was what life was. You know, it's like all the cells need to be healthy and work as one together in order for the body to work perfectly. It's the same kind of energy as seeing God, right? As oneness. It's all in the perspective, and it can be seen in many different ways. All right, so let's see what the journey of love is here. Journey of love. Okay, we have the man of the earth, woman of the sky. So it's so much about the different energies between the man and the woman, right? Mars and Venus, and the 48 of walking away and within. And the communal dance of coming together, the 5 of the expansion of the man and the woman. Walking away and within, and then coming together, the dance between the masculine and the feminine. Time apart and time together, and doing the dance. Being light as a feather, the lovers. Look how beautiful that is. And that's the 57, is the separation and the heartbreak, or is it the healing and the forgiveness? That's your choice, right? It's just the black and white of it, the lovers. And then the bottom of the deck is the Shakti energy of the masculine and feminine, right? The lower chakra system, the birthing, right? There's a breast energy here, and then we have the I see like a banana here. That's funny. It's a funny reference. So we have the lower chakras here, right? So don't poo-poo the lower chakras, because that's where the birthing happens, in the sacral chakra. The third chakra of the confidence and the shining of your light, and the root chakra of your safety and security, making you feel grounded in this world, right? Because we're humans. We have to be grounded on the earth. We belong to Gaia. So that's the underlying energy, is the fieriness of the feminine and the feminineness of the masculine, right? The nurturing of the masculine and the balance between. And then these 2 cards were coming out too, which is the opposite, right? This is the upper chakra system, the blues and the purples and the whites, of being in the neutral zone, in the vortex, the mother, father, and the child, and the woman of light receiving the downloads, receiving the meditation light, and receiving the sunlight, taking it into her body and then passing it on to the masculine. She's the receiver. Okay. All right, so now I got to read you from the Journey of Love. The first card out was man of the earth and woman of the sky, so 48. I see myself in you, and you in me. We may seem to be so different and sometimes yet so similar. Even beyond this, I know deep within that we are one. I can lose myself in your light and receive your light with my body. I can witness the darkness of your shadow and enter into it with my compassion. I can find the divine in our connection, letting go of what I thought I was. I can be broken apart to become as one with you, even if only for a second, and know the divine more intimately than ever before. Our passion leads us to each other, and in each other we find our true selves. This oracle brings you a message of sacred relationship that leads to divine understanding and experience. You are being opened up to sacred relationship, either in your current relationship or one that is on its way to you now, in human relationship and divine relationship with the heavenly beloved. Know you are worthy of it, and keep a light of gentle hope and respect kindling in your heart as you anticipate the union with your beloved. Know that even when it's dark, when it challenges you, there is sacredness unfolding. The love of the divine wants to reach us not only in our happiness, but also perhaps more so in our darkest hour. Let it reach for you through your relatedness with another, and do not be afraid to be broken and opened, for in that cracking of what you thought you were, you shall begin to know what you are, which is heaven on earth. How rare to be born with a name of love! What challenges await that I must face, or voice to listen to from above, telling what I must embrace. Each day I walk a path unknown, with no regrets for where I've been. Each experience is mine to own, no choice is called to live again. How strong I am, I ask myself. The measured test unfolds each day. A blessing of enormous wealth inside the gift will always lay. Okay, drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, and just most of all, just be yourself and be out of fear. Okay? Rise and be love, guys. Have an amazing day. Take a deep breath when you need to and go within. Rise and be love, guys. Bye.